Hi everybody, David Harper here. Wait till you see this 1950s racing car. I'm with Ken Bolan at his studios in Wiltshire. Tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
Now Ken, do you need a hand there or what?
For the moment, thank you.
Are you serious?
I'm seriously serious.
Oh my goodness me. Wow. Look at that. Ken, it actually doesn't look real, does it?
It's a work of art.
But it seriously doesn't look real. It looks like an artist has made it.
Well, he was an artist. You think he
Yes.
created this in aluminium?
Yeah.
And, we're talking 1955. There weren't many shapes of this around at that time.
No.
The big ones were doing it. A lot of people ID'd it as a Ferrari.
Well, I
That
thought.
was a body style.
Yeah, or maybe even a Jaguar. But who is?
No, it wouldn't have been Jaguar.
No, it's not a Jaguar.
Wrong shape for Jaguar.
No, but
the creator is called a Leicester.
Yes,
Or
I'm not-
Leonard or Leicester, I never remember which.
Okay.
Because he always says one or the other. Built in 1955.
Right. How do you know all this stuff? Does it have a logbook with it?
I've got a logbook from when it was first registered,
Right.
but there is a lot of information about the car. We're still going through it at the moment.
Right.
I was introduced to the car 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and it had been lying in front garden, believe it or not, in the local prison.
What?
Yep.
What was it doing at the local prison?
The previous owner of it had bought this, I think, in 1962.
Right.
Don't forget, this is 1955.
Okay.
Yeah. He'd used the car on the road, and then he blew up the engine, and then this and that. The car got stolen.
You couldn't make it up, could you?
You couldn't make it up. And so from that period onwards, it's just been lying under a tarpaulin.
That is absolutely bonkers beyond comprehension.
And at this moment in time, David Blakely, who was shot by Ruth Ellis, the last woman to be hung in Britain.
Yes.
There was 2 cars made by Leicester. And prior to that, 2 of his friends died racing, as most young men died racing anyway.
Yeah.
He never raced the cars. But Blakely raced one of them, and we don't know if it's this one or the other one. We're still looking into it.
Okay, and he was shot by Ruth Ellis.
Correct.
So this car.
Through jealousy.
Of course it was. Not over the car, I assume.
Definitely not. But there's been a film about it.
Yes, of course there has. Yeah.
We're just, as I say, we're getting very close to. We don't have a chassis number, of course.
No.
It was a tubular chassis, one of the first ones made, aluminium body.
But what are you going
You
to?
wouldn't want to race in this day, and I mean, super dangerous.
Incredibly so.
really.
Incredibly
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But what is the plan? I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
What are you going to do with it? What is it worth in its state today? And I think, fascinatingly, what would it be worth if it was restored? Because it no doubt likely will be restored by somebody.
My initial thought was to restore it,
Oh,
and I actually personally was going to restore the bodywork.
you do that yourself?
I could do this.
Could you?
And I could actually paint it myself.
Right.
And I've got a very good friend of mine who introduced me to the car.
Yeah.
Who is a terrific car restorer.
Right.
So he would make the new chassis, and we'd find all the instruments. And
Yeah.
the idea was to go do a restoration then,
But
when I
Ken,
first purchased it.
that's
I've decided not to do it.
Okay, because that's going to be a fortune.
It will be in excess of 300,000.
Got to be. Yeah.
I'm actually looking at the car as a work of art.
I agree
And the
with you.
more I've owned it,
Yeah.
the more I actually don't want to see it restored.
No.
Because once you restore it, you lose the whole history of it. You could make a new one.
Well, that's true, and it would be effectively a new car.
Yeah.
Where you are right. Right now, it's sculpture.
It's a piece of sculpture.
So if you had some great big, and I mean this genuinely, living room with this, you'd have it in there, wouldn't
Oh,
you?
there's,
You'd have it.
There's lots of car collectors
Yeah.
who have very large living rooms
Yes.
full of magnificent motor cars.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they having this as a work of art
Yeah.
in that environment. I'm also speaking to a couple of museums
Yeah.
at this moment in time.
Yeah.
So we will see what the reaction is over the next couple of months.
Okay. So value as it is,
Very,
roughly.
very difficult to put a value on it. We reckon we were probably naive on the original restoration costs. They're probably nearer to 500.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. With a
it's-
car restoration, you come up with a figure and then you end up spending double.
Yeah,
Generally.
yeah.
Yeah.
And more.
Yeah,
And more. I've
yeah.
got another car under restoration
Yeah.
that I bought 20 odd years ago.
Yeah.
And the original estimate was 50,000.
Right.
I'm into 300 so far.
Well done.
So,
Well done.
I hope the car's worth it. It's been intimated to me if this car was in restored condition, and don't forget it is one of two, they're indicating a value of about £2 million.
Sure. Yeah.
I personally don't know if that's factual or not.
Yeah.
With regard to its value now, I need to see what the market says to me.
Okay.
So,
But it's
I'll
going
get
to
a
be several
reaction.
hundreds of
Yeah,
thousands.
it will be.
Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's going nowhere.
Of course. Apart from your living room.
My living room's not big enough, so I have to stay in the garage.